Okay, hello, everyone in TV land, and me and my special person in my room. Let's come in, a hand on the chest, hand on the belly. All of this you can do laying down or seated or moving. Just coming into awareness in our own body. So maybe a couple wiggles and audible exhales. And as I was meditating this morning, I was thinking sometimes, as I'm not, you're not supposed to be thinking when you're meditating, but I was. I was thinking about coming into any kind of process with 3 breaths. So if the first breath we take in is for us, for me, for ourself, right? So we take one big breath in for ourself, let it go. We take our next big breath in for whoever's with us, the partner, the outside, let that go. And then we take a third breath for the togetherness, the oneness, the wholeness, all of us together, the we. Breathing into those awarenesses, right? Self, other, and then all of us together. Sometimes when we're going through things, we can just think about ourselves, or sometimes we're just thinking about someone else. How often are we thinking about the dynamics of the whole situation? So just bringing that in. And it could be that other could be the nature. It could be your house. It could be whatever's outside of you, whatever you're seeing as other. And then relating into the relationship of here I am in my house, or here I am with you. Here is this, all of us together, this whole picture. And just feeling into those places. Is there some balance within those structures, concepts? Can we take different viewpoints of those places? So I want to, now that we've come into this breath with these different ideas, I want to invite in micro movement. And the micro movement might just be the growing and shrinking of the breath. You could be bigger. You could have the micro movement supporting the macro movement. If you feel like, oh, I really just need to move more, let yourself move. So this is not a batten down the hatches into stillness exercise. This is a just be present with yourself. Be present with the other, and being present with the wholeness pattern, and letting yourself ping back and forth between those awarenesses. Sometimes for me, when I've been really stuck in my own mind or my own story or my own whatever it is, fraughtness, if I listen to someone else's story, then I can kind of come out of mine for a little while, and that can be a relief. And sometimes I can just be present with all of it and see the big picture, feel the whole thing. What's happening in the all of it? How am I relating? How are we all relating? What's happening in this field of being? And there are many levels that we can take that in on. We can take it in the visual. We can take it in through sensation. And the sensation might be like physical movement, physical proprioception or interoception, kinesthetic awareness, or it might be emotional sensation. And it could even be excitement, right? Excitement, anxiety, not so far away from each other. I could take it in through sound, smell. The sensation might even just be my touch, my feeling underneath my hands. Maybe it's moving around through those different places. So the invitation today is to let go of any kind of gripping or pushing or tension around any of the stuff, if possible. Or just to notice where the gripping is. Where am I holding? What am I holding on to? And inviting a sense of flow through the fluidity of our body of water, or through the growing and shrinking of the breath, inviting in that air element, or maybe feeling into the density of our body, the density of our connection to the planet, right? The density of gravity that holds us here on the earth. Just throwing in all the sort of elemental possibilities. And then you choose what feels good to you at any given time and allow yourself to move and cycle through them. We could be connected to the fire of being alive, the fire of our spirit. Sometimes even the fraughtness is the fire. This thing bubbling up or whatever. The energetic pattern of anger or love or excitement can be very fiery. So let's just tune into what's coming up. What are we noticing? What's moving in to our awareness and out of our awareness? What are we present with? Maybe even as we notice something coming in, we can also just say, oh, I can let this go. I can let this go. I can let it be. I can accept this. I can nestle into this. Allowing your nervous system to downregulate, allowing your body to process, giving it the space to process, the time to process. And coming into this practice as it's just an exploration, maybe an adventure, just an inquiry, coming into the what is and allowing it to shift and change as we're in there. Ha. Maybe allowing things to come into focus in sensation or sound or feeling or seeing, and then let them blur out. So it's almost like this diffusion. I'm going to set my arms free and just let them move. Allowing the movement patterns and the energy patterns that are tailor-made for you to come into your awareness and to shift. Some things we can let go of very easily, and some things we're really connected to. They're really part of our reality for now. So accepting that too. Maybe you're encountering patterning or ideas or ancestral memories, who knows? You can ask into yourself, is this my stuff? Is this your stuff? Is this our stuff? What am I encountering? Can I let go of this stuff? Do I need this stuff? Is it nourishing me? Is this an essential part of the system? Can I accept it? Taking away the rules of what your body should look like or move like as we're in this exploration, just allowing it to express in whatever ways. And if you feel like you're following a familiar pathway, go somewhere different. Change the tempo, change the space, change the sense gate, meaning your vision or your hearing or your feeling. Changing your perspective. Maybe even changing your density. Changing your permeability, right? Sometimes we need to become more boundaried, and sometimes we need to become less boundaried. So we spend time in this, inner space, outer space being with, so that we can more skillfully decide when to be permeable or impermeable. What am I going to let in? How does this feel? How is this landing in my body? If you feel like you get lost somewhere, come back to the breath, the three breaths. A breath for me, a breath for you, a breath for us. casting the magical spell of processing, just allowing your body to process. It doesn't even have to be with the story. It can just be in the movement, in the breath. Finding some ease, maybe, hopefully, finding some softness. Finding some freedom and fluidity in your body. Maybe some lightness, lightening up. Maybe some connection to the ground, letting yourself sink your heels right into the ground, sinking right into the planet, feeling the belonging and connection of being here on this planet. Gravity says you belong. And gravity is there to support you, keep you from falling off. Gravity helps us stay grounded. Oh, the ground, it's right there underneath me. I can let go into that. The ground I'm walking on is on the same planet as the ground you're walking on. We are on the earth together. We belong. I belong. You belong. We belong. And maybe sometimes in the journey in the inner space, it becomes like a lemniscate or a Mobius strip. There's this moving through, pouring yourself around. And maybe the inner and the outer are just completely balanced. And you don't know where one ends and the next begins, right? The Mobius strip. The inner turns to the outer, turns to the inner. That's the lemniscate. And maybe if I set some little tension pattern free in my toes, it's going to have an effect up here in my shoulder, right? The fractal patterns within our own bodies in relationship to each other. It's not separate, it's all one thing. Be coming back into those three breaths. A breath for me, myself, a breath for you, the other. And a breath for us, the we, all of us together. We all belong. There's a little hummingbird out there on my clothesline thinking it's a flower. It's a very tiny one. All right, I'm gonna end the recording. If you are in TV land, do all the things.